One, do you have any idea? What are you breathing right now? Sure, we call it air, but what is it really? What's in it? Oxygen. Sure, nitrogen. Yes, but what else? Okay, take a deep breath. We breathe when we dive in the forest, the science of the environment. Next, the real world air is all around us, and different layers, the air around us. The earth, like the layers of an onion, makes up the Earth's atmosphere, which we breathe, from the surface, all the way out to the confines of space. The atmosphere is super, it's essential for life on Earth. Let's talk to Erica Wright, a researcher and educated expert who studies the Earth's atmosphere. The Earth's atmosphere is made up of particles, and that layer of gases, in the mix. So we've got the troposphere, this is the closest layer to us here on Earth. Then we have the stratosphere and the mesosphere and the thermosphere, as well as the exosphere. The troposphere is the layer closest to us here on Earth, and it includes the clouds, what we see in the sky. It also happens that we breathe, and it's mostly nitrogen and oxygen, along with some trace gases also in the air. Pollution is one thing in the air that are harmful to human health as well as plant life and our environment. They come from both man-made and sometimes natural pollutants and other things. We don't really want to breathe them in. They are harmful to human health as well as plant health and our environment. Some natural causes of pollution are air that we don't breathe include volcanoes and forest fires, as well as, interestingly enough, heat stress. Plants, human causes include vehicles and transportation, so trucks, planes, as well as the combustion of fossil fuels and industry. A lot can be created as well as pollution. Pollution includes nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, formaldehyde, as well as many other things that we don't like to breathe like aerosols or even small particles. Now, we know the atmosphere is not just air. There are many natural systems at play that help sustain life on Earth. Sometimes natural and or man-made pollution disrupts these systems, making conditions less healthy for humans and other living things. So air pollution and wildfires affect your lungs and your heart. This could affect asthma rates. NASA has some campaigns where scientists from all over the country work together. They can fly in airplanes to study pollution. They can use satellites, which measure any place, once a day on Earth. It also has a great new instrument called TEMPO, or Tropospheric Emissions Pollution Monitoring. TEMPO is an air quality NASA instrument that sits on a satellite, and it's looking North America all day, every day. It can scan from the East Coast, every hour on the West Coast. It's giving us a complete picture of what is happening to our air quality, and the ability to measure it on an hourly basis really changing how we study air quality. TEMPO sits in what's called a geostationary orbit, that is, it orbits in synchrony, or together, with the Earth. And that allows it to see North America at all times. To do that, it would have to travel 22,000 miles from the Earth's surface. In the scientific community, we often use the metric system, so in this case, kilometers. To get this, 1 mile is equal to 1.61 kilometers. This means for TEMPO, our 22,000 miles above the Earth's surface times 1.61 kilometers gives us 35,420 kilometers. Above the Earth's surface, there's the electromagnetic spectrum, all the light that exists, and so there's some of it, the light that we can see, but it also extends beyond we can see with the human eye. You're probably familiar with it, with things like if you listen to the radio in your car or use a microwave. These are other types of light, so TEMPO is a great spectrometer that can measure both visible light that our eyes can see as well as called ultraviolet light. So it breaks that light up into all these pieces, and then it's able to detect it and measure that amount of light and see the signature from each of these contaminants. So it looks like all sorts of things. Pollutants in the atmosphere can cause problems for life on Earth. Thankfully, NASA is keeping an eye on it and collecting data to keep us informed. But what does this data look like? And how can we use it to help us stay safe? TEMPO is really going help us better understand trends in air quality or how it changes over time. So for example, if you're looking for air quality in your city today, you can see these trends, how air pollution can occur. Get up in your morning travel or traffic, Maybe drop a little during the day and pick it up again in the afternoon and you really can see it in the figures. What is tempo data? We make calls in near real time. That is, the scientific and the public community will have access to it immediately after we measure it. A really important talk about TEM. It allows us to measure pollution in both places and how they are moving across the country and tracking this movement across the country. Knowing about the poor is one of the most important things, and it allows us to make better decisions for our own health. Maybe you don't want to go for a run if it's really bad outside quality at that time. So having this information right up front can really help to keep us safe. Tempo allows us to learn a lot of interesting new things about the air we breathe. Tempo data is used. It is used by air quality researchers who want to understand what is happening in our environment. It is used by health researchers who want to understand the effects of poor air quality on human health, and by air quality forecasters who want to tell you what is happening in your air quality, and most importantly, it is used by the public, by you. You can access it yourself, understand what is happening in your own community. Campfires, cargo ships, cars, and trains. Pollution can come from a lot of different things, making it very difficult to track. This means that air pollution is almost impossible to estimate. But now, thanks to Tempo, NA is able to monitor air quality better than ever, so that means we can all breathe a little.